Today is the National Menopause Day in the UK, and I'm glad there are so many midlife champions out there who are shedding light on this very important topic. But one thing nobody seems to be talking about is the male menopause. Does it even exist? Well, I'm going to shed some light on it in this video, and please stay tuned till the end of the video, even if you're under 45, because you're bound to know somebody in that age group, and it's really important that we dispel some myths and look into the realities of that subject matter and how you can help them or how you can help yourself if you're going through it. So what is the menopause? So as a woman, you experience a lot of hormonal changes. Anytime on average between 40 and 55, your reproductive organs stop working. So if you haven't had a bun in the oven until that point, you won't be able to have one after that. And that can be quite traumatizing for a lot of women, losing that kind of like fertility window. A lot of women experience like a real hormone surge and everything is changing, and you may have noticed relatives of yourself or maybe even yourself, if you are a woman, experiencing hot flashes, memory loss, and just not feeling like you're yourself. Now here's the thing, men may not experience hot flashes, but they can also experience extreme fatigue or memory loss, or being quite stressed with symptoms within their body they can't quite place. And that is due to the testosterone loss in your body. As we age, even as a man, your testosterone levels are declining, especially when you're over 40. Now, it's different for everybody. Some men actually have a real dip. Quite often it's a gradual one, so not like females where it can really dip in a short kind of like time frame. As a man, it's a little bit more gradual. If you're lucky, you don't have any. And a big difference is, as a man, quite often you do not lose your fertility. In fact, we've seen some Hollywood stars who still fathered a child in their 80s. But actually, for the majority of men, you do become less potent and you do lose your sex drive, and it is something not many people talk about. And as a man, if you feel like you can't talk about it and it's not discussed in the media, that can actually lead to a sense of like not being quite yourself, not being worth it. It can lead to depression, to a whole array of things. Now, as a man, with all those hormonal changes, you will also experience a change in your body. You might also experience a slight hormonal belly, like so many females do. You might experience hair loss. There's a whole spectrum of things that are happening. Now, this is not about doom and gloom. As you know me, this channel is about midlife empowerment and making this the best period in our life. So what can you actually do about it? Number one is having self-awareness and actually going like, hey, okay, my body is changing and that is okay. Every single one of us has already been through it when we were teenagers. So just cast your mind back how difficult puberty was. I definitely don't want to go back to this period in my life. So I don't want to repeat that same kind of like anxiety that came with puberty in midlife. I want to acknowledge that my body is changing and I'm just at the cusp of it all, but I already notice and experience some of those hormonal changes. And I'm not saying like, well, pretend they're not there and everything's okay. No, you actually need to have a good look in the mirror and go like, yes, I'm middle-aged and that is okay. Now, speaking of communication, it's really important to also talk about it with your family and friends. Tell them what you're going through, and most likely you're going to find others who've already been through it or who are going through the same thing. Very important, discuss it in your workplace as well. I know that can be quite difficult, especially if you're a man and you experience days of fatigue and your brain is not quite as sharp as it used to be, and you go up to your boss and go like, hey, I'm sorry, I can't perform so well today because I'm going through the male menopause. You're probably going to be met with kind of like rolling eyes and going like, male menopause? Unfortunately, nobody talks about it, but it is a real thing. What you can do instead is go to your boss and go like, you know what, I'm going through a lot of hormonal changes in my body right now. It doesn't really impact my performance overall, but I will have days where I feel incredibly fatigued. And I did do a video a few weeks ago about low energy tasks and high energy tasks and how you can structure your day. So check that video out, especially if you have different energy levels throughout the day and it's more pronounced in midlife. Now, what else can you do? Nutrition. There is a lot of research in what you eat can really change how you feel and can really impact your hormones. And I'm not a medical expert on the topic, but there are many experts out there. There are loads of books on the topic. I mean, feel free to ask me and pick my brain of the knowledge I have collected, but I definitely have changed my nutrition going through the perimenopause, that stage before the menopause, and the same certainly can also apply for men. Now, exercise. Real biggie, really move every single day. It's so difficult when you feel fatigued, especially when you're going through the male or female menopause. The last thing you want to do is exercise, but it's the number one thing that is so good for you. I'm lucky, I've got 3 dogs, so I have to go outside every single day anyway. And even if I don't feel like it, once I'm out and about and I come back, my energy levels have been restored. And there's a real kind of like connection between exercise and hormone balance. A third thing is sleep. Really, if you haven't yet analyzed your sleeping pattern, if you haven't hacked your sleep, I should really do a video soon just on that topic, because I started to hack my sleep and fine tune it a couple of years ago, and it's been an absolute game changer. So those are the things you can do. So sleep, nutrition, exercise, and most importantly, awareness and communication. Don't brush it under the carpet. The male menopause is real. You might be going through this testosterone kind of like change at the moment, and everybody else is going through it at different levels. Please acknowledge it and don't be too harsh on yourself. Midlife can still be an amazing time in your life. I personally believe it's the best time in your life because you have a lot of expertise and you have a lot of zest still in you to achieve and accomplish things. So you just need to fine tune how you approach your day and how you manage your energy levels. So I hope I could dispel the whole male menopause for you. I would love to know what you think about this topic. Please leave a comment below, and if you like this video, please like it, and if you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you do. I'll see you again next week. Bye.